forego lunch today, and we just went straight home and took a little nap, and we want to be ready to be here this evening. And so we were laying in the bed talking, and I said, you know, I'm looking forward to being with the Nettervilles tonight. I'm more excited about going to the Nettervilles than I am about my own church. Hey, this is the honesty program, right? Now, I love my church people, don't get me wrong, but I have to be, you know, the pastor's wife. And so I just feel like I could be at home here. You know, y'all my home folks, my family. I can let my hair hang down. Anyway, it is a pleasure to be here. I've missed y'all something fierce. I realized quickly after we took the church in Albany that pastoring and evangelizing is two very different things. Especially for the pastor's wife. But anyways, this past year and a half has been extremely difficult. Most of y'all know, but for those of y'all that don't know, I work at a hospital in Baton Rouge in the ICU. I work with my two daughters who are nurses. And so that means we've been involved in all the COVID that's been going on, and it's just now starting to come back on my phone that it was about a year ago. It's been a little bit more than a year ago. I think it started in March. So it was just starting to get, the numbers were starting to get out of control about this time. And so in a few days, will be, what's today, the 27th? Yes. On the 4th of July will mark a year since the day that my pastor, my uncle, walked into the ER at the hospital where I work with COVID. And it had already been fairly difficult for us seeing the death that we saw. We saw countless people die, and the morgue would refuse to take the bodies, and when they would take the bodies, we were stacking bodies on top of bodies, and the funeral homes wouldn't pick up the bodies because they had too many bodies. And it was just devastation and chaos, and meanwhile the world outside is saying this is fake, this is a government ploy, this is something to take our rights away, and whatever you believe. But I'm telling you that the death and destruction that we saw was real. And so my pastor walked in on July 4th last year with COVID. I mean, he walked into the ER. And of course, I work with the doctors, and so I said, even if he's not an ICU patient, I wish that y'all would keep him in the ICU because he's like a VIP. And so we had the beds, and so they said technically he's not an ICU patient, but because he belongs to y'all, we'll put him in the ICU and we'll watch him overnight, send him to Florida, keep him for a few days, and they'll go home. And as y'all know, that is not what happened. By the next morning when I arrived to work, Brother Johnson was on 5 liters of oxygen, which is considered an ICU patient. And he progressed very rapidly with the disease of COVID. And I watched him daily, every day. That was my routine. I'd go to work early, I'd go spend a little bit of time with him, and then I'd go to work, and I'd go over there on lunch break, and I'd go over there on my break, and I'd go after work, and this is every day, all day. And then I was sharing updates on Facebook, and it just became so taxing and so weary. My body became weary, my mind became weary, because I was trying to share information that sounded positive, but that let everybody know that he was very, very sick. And it became very difficult, and I was attacked, and I'm not going to go there, but anyways, And so I watched Brother Johnson for 47 days. And I begged God to save him. I laid over his body, and he would have killed me for that. I laid over his body and I begged God to save this faithful servant. He still had work to do within this community. I needed him to be here. His church needed him. This community needed him. This organization needed him. God, I'm going to the wall. And I'm asking you to give your faithful servant more time. And after 47 days, I was in the room and Brother Johnson drew his last breath. I don't remember the drive home. I remember coming to myself, sitting in my car under the carport. And it seemed like I was in a dream. I was living a dream. And I came home and I undressed and I crawled in the bed. And I couldn't get out of the bed. And my husband said, "Are you going to get up so we can go to church this morning?" And I said, "Why? Why am I going to go to church? Why am I going to lift my hands? Why am I going to worship God?" On the drive over here, I was listening to a praise radio station, and Danny Goki was doing an interview, and he said, there are people that ask God for things, and they have the faith to believe for those things. And then when God does not answer the prayer in the manner that we want, we begin to question God. And we sometimes lose our way with God. And I can tell you, and my husband can testify to this, that I was in a deep, deep, dark cave. And I dared anyone to come out there and get me. I had to work this out on my own. And I still do not understand, and I cannot fathom that precious man of God is gone. I don't understand how this could be a part of God's wonderful plan. I don't know that. But I do know that one day, if I am faithful, I'm going to see him on the other side. Yeah. And I want him to be the one that's, listen, this is not our first loss. My husband's lost his mom, dad, sister. I've lost my grandparents. You've lost folks that you're longing to see. But I want him to be in the front row, greeting me when I walk through the door. You know, years ago, we used to go to football games at the Tiger Stadium. Years and years ago. If anybody has ever been to Tiger Stadium, when the football players come out onto the field, there are 100,000 people that are standing to their feet, and there's a roar that grows across that stadium as the players take the field. Y'all, can you imagine joyful noise unto the Lord. Only words that I got is up on this little bitty phone, and I can't see a thing. I'm blind as a bat. I got the blood in my Oh, God. Bless us, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Oh,